Join me as I dive into the challenge of discovering whether God's guidance can really lead to financial freedom. Financial freedom. Isn't that what many of us are searching for? A life where money isn't a stress, but a tool that serves us and, more importantly, serves others. So many people seek it, often through various means: investments, side hustles, and budgeting. But have you ever considered seeking God's guidance in your financial decisions? Could there be a link between faith and financial freedom? Many of us face financial challenges that can feel overwhelming. Debt piles up, savings dwindle, and financial planning seems like a luxury we can't afford. These issues aren't just about money, they take an emotional and mental toll. Stress, anxiety, and a sense of hopelessness can creep in, making every day feel like a struggle. It's like being stuck in a never-ending cycle where no matter how hard we work, we can't seem to get ahead. The truth is, financial struggles can affect anyone. They can stem from poor financial decisions, unexpected expenses, or simply not making enough to cover our needs. And let's not forget the impact of societal pressure. Keeping up with the Joneses or feeling like we need the latest gadgets and trends. It's easy to get caught up in the cycle of consumerism, but at what cost? When we're in the midst of financial struggles, it can be hard to see a way out. But what if we told you there's a different approach? One that involves more than just budgeting and saving. What if we said that by applying spiritual principles, you can experience a transformation in your financial life? Faith and finances might seem like two separate things, but what if they're more connected than we think? Principles like generosity, trust in provision, and wise stewardship can guide our financial decisions. Think about generosity. When we give freely, we open ourselves up to receive. Or trust in provision. When we trust that our needs will be met, we're less likely to hoard and more likely to live abundantly. One powerful story that comes to mind is that of a friend who was once drowning in debt and financial stress. They had tried every conventional method to get out of debt but found no lasting solution. It wasn't until they started seeking God's guidance and applying spiritual principles that things began to change. They started with small acts of generosity, even when it felt like they had nothing to give. They began to trust in God's provision, believing that He would supply their needs. As they continued on this journey, they experienced a shift in their perspective. They no longer saw money as a source of security, but as a tool to bless others. And you know what? Their financial situation started to improve. Debt was paid off, savings grew, and a sense of peace replaced stress. The journey to financial freedom, guided by spiritual principles, isn't always easy. It requires patience, faith, and a willingness to let go of control. But the rewards are immeasurable. By aligning our financial decisions with our spiritual values, we open ourselves up to a life of abundance and peace. In conclusion, aligning our financial decisions with spiritual values can lead to a life of financial freedom. It's not just about money, it's about living a life of purpose and peace. I encourage you to reflect on your own financial journey and consider how God's guidance can make a difference. If you have a story of how faith has impacted your financial life, share it with us in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more content on financial freedom and spiritual growth. And if you're looking for more on related topics, check out our video on 5 biblical principles for managing your finances. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.